Hello everyone. Sorry I didn't have my mic hooked up. How's everybody doing tonight? This is Robert Hollis Jr. with the Limited Profit Show tonight. If you guys can do me a favor and type in the chat there to let me know you can see and hear me okay, so I can go ahead and get started. I like to start a little bit early here, so make sure we work out all the technical difficulties. Awesome. Thanks, Bill Ebert. So with that said, maybe I'll give it a little bit here, let anybody last minute jump on. We'll start here right at 6. Super excited for the training tonight. I had a couple things that I wanted to touch base on. Like I normally do, I have some notes, so let's see if I can actually stick with them this time. But I'm sure a lot of you know that I just get so excited and passionate when I jump on here and share with you guys that sometimes I just go off on tangents, but hey, I think that's okay too. First off, I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight on the show. Very excited for everything that's going on. Just been so busy lately. It seems like I want to talk a little bit later if I get to it about law of attraction and very simply just visualizing on things. And it's just so amazing when things start to happen, and they happen fast. That that whole term out there is that the harder I work, the easier it gets. And it's so funny. I don't know how many people ever follow Rob Dyrdek. He's the guy that makes Robin Big, the Fantasy Factory. And it was so funny because I love following this guy. He's an amazing a skateboarder, but he took all his fame and talent to just basically be an entrepreneur. He's in so many different things, from skateboarding to clothing lines to, you name it. And, I love one of his brands because it says, create your own luck. Create your own luck. It was funny the other day that, I was speaking to somebody about this, the business that we're doing. And he said, good luck. And I didn't mean to sound mean, but I very simply said, I don't need luck. You create your own luck. Just like professional athletes or professional anything that, I believe that Tiger Woods wasn't lucky, that, Dale Earnhardt wasn't lucky, Troy Aikman wasn't lucky. You think of all these, athletes that have become successful. It's just like success in any business that you do. You work hard at it. You got to push through the obstacles and create your own luck. Now, I was thinking about this for a second because I heard a term from my father the other day. And I just loved it. And I was, thinking how true this is. But, there's a very thin line between successful, above average and average people. There's a very thin line. And very simply, the only thing that really separates those two, that really puts somebody in the above average category, successful category, is work. And I know it, from my last training, if nobody saw last Monday's training, I very simply went off just on work ethic and what it takes to become successful. Well, it's so funny because I know this philosophy from the book, The Master Key System. And it very simply says is, you can't have until you do. You can't do until you be, and you can't be until you think. Now, when it comes to that philosophy of just doing, you can't learn without just bottom line doing. And it says that it doesn't matter, that you can't learn by studying these principles, ladies and gentlemen. You can't learn by getting on these pro shows or these unlimited profits calls over and over again. You may be able to take notes. You might be able to memorize the things that we talk about. And, we always say that, learning, repetition is the mother of all learning. So you might be able to get on here over and over again. Just like me, I've heard my fathers do trainings and presentations over and over again. But the only true real way to become successful and to actually learn these principles is very simply by doing. By doing. So everything's, all about duplication. And I love, last show that I did, I was bringing up my girlfriend a lot. And I just love, going through that mental process, and I'll bring it up with you guys again, is that, I've seen people that have got tons of leads. They were able to figure out how to generate leads, or maybe figure out how to put an ad. I'm sorry, I'm going to open my window up real quick. Let's get a little hot in here. Put an ad out there, or be able to do a Facebook ad or a Craigslist ad to be able to generate tons of leads, but they're still afraid to call them, or they're still not confident calling them, or whatever they're doing just very simply isn't working. And bottom line, the only way to do that, is by practicing. So, I want to take you guys through, sorry about that, the thought process in a way that I even saw my girlfriend, Amy Naidik, how I'm so proud of her and seeing her go through this learning curve, okay? Because I said on the last show, I can very simply, easily take away any excuse anybody has right now of the excuse of I can't find anybody, or I can't get leads, or I don't know who to talk to. I mean, Craigslist, I brought that up, but there's, advertisements out there like Kijiji, probably free advertisements in your local area. There's tons of different places. And Master Key System, thank you, Paul. But we very simply, I want to test everybody. You could go right on Craigslist and say, my company's rapidly growing, desperately need people to work, call, and your phone number. And you guys better be careful, because your phone will start ringing off the hook. And it very simply did with me and Amy. So, we placed the ad on Craigslist, and she's going, okay, well, give me the script. What exactly do I have to say? And I personally don't like scripts so much, because the more you practice a script, when you're calling people, it sounds like you're reading from a script. Not only does it sound like you're reading from a script, but also the second that somebody defers you from the script, now you're just almost like a deer caught in the headlights. I think scripts are good bullet points, so you have a starting ground. But if you memorize and do nothing but a script, you're very limited in, your ability to grow, and your ability to be able to adapt and be good over the phone. So all of a sudden, while we're writing down the script, we didn't even finish it. And I'm telling you guys, it was less than 5 minutes till people started calling her up. And she was terrified. I could see it in her face. Oh my God, here, you do the first one, Robert. No problem. Boom, just started doing it and knocking them out and doing them over and over again. Now, people would look at me calling scripts, or calling leads, or calling people back from leads, and very simply go, oh my gosh, you're so good at that. Well, why? I've called thousands and thousands and thousands of leads. I've answered the phone thousands and thousands of times. And I see people always trying to perfect something before they just do. Ladies and gentlemen, you can learn anything by just doing. You'll figure it out on the way. You might get bumps and scrapes and bruises? Yes. But you just gotta do. And, I even thought of that as an example of me being a skater. I used to be a professional rollerblader. I don't know how many people have ever seen my videos that are on YouTube. And unfortunately, skating is one of those things that is predominantly something that's inevitable. What do I mean by that? Is I can listen to people talk about skating all day long. I can watch skate video after skate video after skate video. I can read magazine after magazine after skate tip after skate tip. The only way to truly get good at being a skater is to put the skates on, grab the skateboard, grab your rollerblades, and go very simply drop into a half pipe. Or jump on a curb. Now, it's funny because the first couple times, it's not so fun. It looks fun, that's why you're doing it, but you get hurt pretty bad. I remember Andy Chow. I never had the heart to put up the video because I just felt bad for him. And we were out skating, and he was going, "Oh my gosh, I seen Robert. He was with me at the skate park, going up and down and grinding down the handrails and doing spins in the air. And he's like, man, this looks freaking fun. Let me try." And I was going down, if you can see, ramps that were like, whoosh, like big giant ramps. And there was one right when you enter the park that was maybe like this level. It went down just about like that. And I said, Andy, okay, start. What you need to do is you bend your knees a little bit. You want to stick your butt out and put your arms forward and lean forward. Always lean forward. And he's skating around, and it was so funny, you know, like, you know, how many people have seen somebody rollerblade for the first time, you know? He's you know, getting his pace down, and he's starting being able to rollerblade around, and, you know, he could get from point A to point B. And he just decides he's going to go down this ramp. Long story short, I mean, his legs went whoop, I mean, straight up in the air, fell straight on his butt, you know, hurt his wrist. Ow. I mean, I'm filming the thing, and it's shaking so bad because I felt that I was laughing at this guy so much. But guess what? How many people stop right there? You know, you call a couple leads. Well, what is this? Do I gotta invest money? Is this one of those scams? You guys rated with the Better Business Bureau. I don't want to invest it. Oh my gosh, that was, you hang up their phone, you're going, ow, that hurt. I'm not gonna do that anymore. And that's honestly where 95% of people quit and they fail right there. Ow, that hurt. That wasn't fun. I'm gonna give this up. Okay? But what you don't realize, and even going back farther, is my father, when we first got into this industry, he gave me 500 leads. We went online, bought generic home-based business leads. And I can remember, ladies and gentlemen, I was freaked out, I was scared. Well, Dad, give me the script. Tell me exactly what to say. Tell me word for word, step by step. I want to know exactly what to do. And it didn't matter how much my dad practiced with me. It didn't matter how much he role-played with me. It didn't matter that I could say the script in my sleep. Until you picked up the phone for the first time, you're not learning. You're just preparing. So, going back to Andy, I didn't think he was going to get up. I mean, he hurt himself pretty bad. And I said, listen, this is what you did wrong. You didn't lean forward enough. I know it's scary, because when you go down a ramp, your feeling is you want to lean back, but if you lean back, that's when your skates go like this, you fall on your butt, and you get hurt. All right, Robert, all right. You know, he started skating around in circles again. He's getting his courage up, and he's like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And he went down, got about halfway, and instead of going like this, his feet went, whoa, 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 boom, fell on his butt again. It hurt, I could tell. This time he hit his elbow. His elbow was scraped up. He was actually bleeding a little bit. I thought he was going to give up again. No, he got up and did it again. His third time, almost wiped out, but he made it down. And I remember, yeah! He was pumped up, doing fist pumps. I told you I could make it down. Yeah! Because he accomplished his goal. It was gratifying. And going all the way back now to Amy. You know, so I role-played her with her a couple times. She heard me make a couple phone calls. And she's going, oh my gosh, this looks easy. That's all you do? Yeah. Listen, the next one that rings, Amy, it's your shot. And how many people have done this? Because I know I still do it. But the phone rings. I don't have my phone. Hi. Well, what we're doing is we're currently... we're a rapidly growing company, and looking for... You're not interested? Okay, hung up the phone. Sorry, don't. Hopefully you guys could hear me while I was walking around doing that. But my point is what? She was nervous. I used to do that all the time. Right afterwards, I kind of coached her a couple times, and I said, listen, Amy, who cares? What's the worst thing that could possibly happen? The what-if people. And she goes, I don't know. They say no. No. The worst thing that could happen is there one of these tech people that could actually trace a phone number. Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah, and then guess what? They trace our phone number. It leads him over here to the office. And he comes down and he beats me up because I had you call him. And she starts laughing. Why? That would never happen. Right? So I go, It was $25 to put an ad in. Amy, I don't care if everybody tells you no. I don't care if we sign up one person. Just have fun. This is the golden ticket. Do you believe in our company? She said, yeah. I said, do you really believe that we could make money and help people with this company? Yeah, I do. So believe that we're going to find quality people. I said, I'm so sorry. The phone the whole time is just ringing off the hook, off the hook. I don't have, if anybody ever watches these and ever gives the excuse that I can't find anybody, I don't have anybody to talk to, I took your excuse away again tonight. So the phone's blowing up. I got to leave for a meeting. It took me about an hour and a half. And now I came back, she's on the phone. I mean, kept going. She's not running around anymore. She's not having a shaky voice. Then, a couple people, well, is this commission or is this salary? What exactly are the products you market? Tell me exactly what you guys do. I don't have the answers to your questions. I am sorry. She looks at me and goes, well, what do I say with that? You answered it perfectly. You can either say, I don't have all the answers to your questions, but I want to send you my affiliate link that'll answer all your questions. Or she goes, well, what would you say if somebody said, is this salary or commission? I'd say neither. What do you mean? It's residual, isn't it? Well, yeah, I guess it is residual. So once you make the sale one time, you do get a commission, but guess what? It's coming in residually every month. Oh, okay. Well, what does she say? What about our products? Say we're in a mega industry and we're expanding so fast that we're in the wellness and helping people industry. Oh, okay. And I mean, I was so proud of her once again because, I know each and every one of you guys can do this. But by the end of the day, now granted, her first day calling leads and putting ads in, she did it for 8 hours straight. 8 hours. Be honest with me, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody that's on here right now currently spend 8 hours over the weekend, even 8 hours this week, talking to brand new people. I see Jonathan's on here. I know he's probably one of them because we're working together now, and I know that he is successful because he's putting the work in. But how many people, when's the last time you could mentally think of spending 8 hours not studying, not learning, not practicing, doing? So I got to see Amy from the beginning of the day, scared to death to pick up the phone, stumbling over her words, shaky voice, scared to death of what the people are going to say, and by the end of the day, in one day, she's a champion. Hello? Yeah. No, excuse me, sir, you're the one that said you wanted to make money. Is that true or not? Okay, so why don't you tell me why I should work with you? I mean, she was on it. And not only that was so amazing because I left the door open and she didn't realize it, but the other people that we were training that day could overhear Amy all day long. Boom, 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 boom. I would walk in, listen, can you sit down and show me that script? No. Have you heard her all day? Yeah. Now it's time for you to do. Okay? So I went off on that subject just a little longer than I wanted. Like I said, there's a couple other things that I want to go over. I might have to pick some out here depending on... anyways. But I hope you guys get my point there. It doesn't matter if it's being a rollerblader, if it's being a professional frisbee golfer, being a professional cup stacker, or being a professional entrepreneur or a professional network marketing. There's a difference between doing and learning. And that is the only way to become successful is just to go out there, how we say is cut your teeth and get some scrapes and some bumps and go out there and just bottom line do. Okay? The other part of that is really getting focused, focusing on exactly what you want, what you're doing, and not being distracted. Once again, my father, we did a Saturday training this weekend, and he brought this analogy up, and I just thought it was such an amazing analogy that I wanted to share it with you guys. And an analogy, I don't know how many people have ever been on, I forget what videos they are, where his pictures are, but my father, quite a while ago, invested in some giant gold bricks. You know, because nowadays, you know, you invest in gold currency, that $250,000 worth of gold is worth $250,000 in U.S., Canada, Mexico, wherever you go, it's an investment. So he just got it just, I don't know, for an investment, or that he could be cool and show up a $250,000 hunk of gold. Now, and when we were talking about focus, he brought up the analogy of using a magnifying glass. Because how many people want to admit, I know that, you know, Karen's on here, so, you know, so I don't know how, you know, as a girl, if she ever tried to burn ants. But I know a lot of young kids, young boys, if they ever got their hands on a magnifying glass and you had your older brother or your dad or your friend show you how you can focus the light, where you can start burning ants or burning something. I know every little kid at one point was going, oh my God, this is awesome, right? But you have to realize that your business is the exact same. And a lot of people fail because they just, bottom line, can't focus and master one thing long enough to ever become successful. So say if we had that gold brick and all we had was a magnifying glass and the gold brick, and I said that that all you had to do was write the word gold in the gold brick and my father would give it to you. So now what do you got to do? You got to sit down and you got to focus. You got to use the magnifying glass to get the right angle and get yourself out of the way. Let something else, let the system, let the higher power guide that into becoming successful. So a lot of people, that's another big problem, is you just won't get out of your own way. You won't edify somebody else. You won't edify a system or a proven, a documented system to help you become successful, or having faith. So let's just say in this analogy, why I love it is you do need the higher power. You do need something stronger than yourself, which is the sun. Now, once you got your magnifying glass, you've got the sun, and you got the gold brick, it still takes a little while for you to, you know, go up and down, you know, focus it left and right to finally get that spot where instead of all being blurry, there's that little tiny, you know, concentrated, you know, sun, you know, focus. It, you know, sometimes it even looks like a just tiny red dot. So you finally got it. Now what do you got to do? Not move. Don't look left or right. Stay focused right on that little dot. And even when you sit there, doesn't it still take a little bit for it to start generating enough heat to actually start melting something or burning the ant or burning a piece of wood? You still got to sit there. And then it starts to go. So then now you're starting to go, all right, going down. I got the G. G's almost, I'm going to try now Craigslist ads. I tried Craigslist ads for a little bit, started to have success, but then I heard, you know, somebody talking about solo ads. So I started doing those, invested money, got a couple leads, but I figured I'd jump over to Facebook. And I was on Facebook, I posted some links for a little bit, and some guy hit me up and said there's this new thing called, an app thing on your phone. So I paid them $200 to get into their company so I could use their system to generate leads for this system. And, that didn't work. So then I, tried to do a blog, and, the blog, those are really hard. That takes a lot of time to get the blog done. So then I went back to Craigslist, and come on. I know people, it's just called the shiny thing, guys, that is there more ways to make money online other than unlimited profits? Uh-oh. Yeah. There's people out there making money. I'm in network marketing. Is there other network marketing companies where you can make millions of dollars? Yeah. Is there companies that's offered me money to go to the other companies? Yep. Have I heard of my friends leaving the company I'm with, hurt my feelings, got at another company and made money? Yeah. Do I care? No. Because a problem with focus, ladies and gentlemen, is once you stop focusing on one given thing, once you stop focusing on a certain area, when you look away, you get distracted, and you come back, you have to start over. You have to start over. So even though maybe, Craigslist ads or Facebook ads or solo ads was working for you, guess what? Now the sun wasn't at high noon anymore. It's 2 o'clock. And guess what? It was you left the gold bar out in the sun and it melted enough a little bit for now the G is gone. So now you got to get a better angle. You got to reposition, figure out where it is, get the heat, leave it long enough there where it starts to melt, and now you got to start all over doing the G again. So you guys just have to have laser focus and do one thing long enough till it becomes successful. And everything, it's so funny that just being a little above average in anything will make you money. You're just above average of finding leads on Craigslist. If you're just above average of just talking to your friends and family saying, man, you got to check this out. Who do you know that needs to make extra money? If you're just a master at the $1 million question. I mean, we've got some people that I'm working with right now that I'm so jacked up because they're just ignorance on fire. I've got a young kid that he doesn't know any better. He's never been in business for himself. He gets around me and my father that said, listen, if you do what we tell you to do, you'll become a millionaire. So I can walk up to strangers and say, hey, can you do me a huge personal favor? What? Do you know anybody that needs to make extra money? And that works? Really? Yeah, okay. Leaves, walks across the street to the mall, and piques the interest of 8 people, and brings them down to the office to meet with me and my dad. Oh my gosh. So the $1 million question does work? He just does nothing but walk around all day. Hey man, can you do me a huge favor? And I don't know how many people he talks to, but the other thing that I wanted to talk about tonight was sorting and also law of attraction, visualizing on really what you want. I can't believe that I've already been rambling to you guys for 26 minutes, but, I think next time I want to, really go into the process of sorting with you guys a little bit more, and also the law of attraction, having faith, believing in something, because I think that's so huge, ladies and gentlemen, that I love when we always say this. When I ask everybody on here, what are you going to do with all the money that you make? If you don't have a clear, defined goal of exactly where you're going to spend your money, the dreams that you're going to accomplish, it takes a lot longer, or if ever, for those things to come true. So I know a lot of people, I don't know if you follow me on Facebook, but it's funny. I'll actually switch over here to my screen so you guys can see this. Okay, does everybody see that? It's a GT Bentley Continental. I don't know if I want white yet. I just put it up there. I actually think I'm going to get flat black, which now, talking about this and sharing this with you guys, I ought to fix that right now as soon as I get off this pro show. Now, it's funny because I recently put that on Facebook, and I said I haven't had a clear, defined goal as far as a materialistic thing for a very long time. And there it is. I'm going to get myself a Bentley GT Continental. Now, what's funny is 3 people, but 2 people that I personally work with got mad. Why? Because it's their dream car. My friend Mikkel, I don't know if anybody remembers Mikkel that got on the training, I believe it was like 2-3 weeks ago. I put it on Facebook, and it wasn't even 20 minutes afterwards. Gosh darn it, man, I can't believe you freaking put that on Facebook. White's my color. Man. And then Mike Rickman, another one of my friends, hits me up. Really, Robert? Really? A Bentley? You know I've been wanting that car for 2... Really? Now, why are they getting so upset? Because they know that I get really spooky when I get focused. I want you guys to really think about this. I'll take you on this for a second. When I first got network marketing, owning my own home-based business, it's funny, it's right up here. So my dream car was a BMW M3. I knew everything about the car. I knew the horsepower. I knew the weight distribution. I knew the rim size. I knew the top speed. I knew 0 to 60. I knew everything about this car. And I dreamt about it every single day. It was on my desktop, how the Bentley that you guys just saw was. It was on my phone, so every time I picked up the phone, made a phone call, I saw the BMW. We drove by the BMW dealership every single day. 90 days. And it's funny, here, I've actually got a picture of it on my wall to remind me of it. So, and guess what? In 90 days, I went from so broke I couldn't pay attention, not a freaking dime in my bank account, no money coming in, to the point where I was living off my father. If it wasn't for my father giving me money every week or every day to eat food, to wash my clothes, I would have zero income. And in 90 days, we walked on the BMW lot and signed the papers for a $72,000 car. I had it for a while. Said, you know what? This car's been fun. It's a small 2-door race car. But it's not that comfortable when I'm driving to Vegas. I can't really fit people in it when I pick people up at the airport. You know, guess what? I need a different car. I want to get a 4-door car. I want to get a big boy car now. So I did all my research and I found the CLS 550. Now at the time, it wasn't even in America yet. They didn't have a release date. So I found the pictures from Germany. I put it on my phone. I put it on my desktop. I went to a Barnes & Noble and picked up the 2 magazines that featured the CLS 550. I left the pages open, sitting around the house. I visualized it every day. 90 days later, I put down $5,000 on a car I've never even seen in person, so I could have one of the first of 30 that hit California shores. I put $5,000 down on a car, the first 30 cars that got here, and I never even test drove or seen it before. Okay, I got my dream car. I've always wanted to live on the beach. I hope you guys are getting my point. 90 days later, I was living on the beach. So, I need you guys to understand how powerful the law of attraction is, the power of focus, the power of having a clear, defined goal, what you truly, truly want. Not just wanting it, but being it. I mean, every ounce of you needs to get this thing, that wants it badly, that believes wholeheartedly that nothing will stop you from getting that. And there's some steps and some ways to really get your mind around that, which I can maybe speak on the next pro show. I know, or the show. I already noticed we're 30 minutes in here, so I'm going to cut it off at that. But I hope you guys don't, get that last part of my training is trying to brag to you guys or talk about my accomplishments. I was trying to inspire you guys. Inspire you that anything that you want, you can have. Anything. You just need to pick it out. You just need to desire it, and you also have to believe in yourself and have faith that you'll get it. So, I don't know, this Bentley is a little bit of a step up. I went from a $70,000 car to close to a $100,000 car. This Bentley is about $230,000, 200, for depending on the model. So it's a pretty big step for me. I don't know if it'll take me 90 days like I have every other thing. But guess what? You think if I got it not 90 days, but 6 months, that I'd be okay? That if I got it by the end of the year, I'd be okay? Yeah. But I do know one thing is I'm getting it. So I want you guys to have your dreams and goals and get what you want. That's why my business is always called Chasing Dreams, because I never stop and I'm always trying to chase another dream. If you ever stop dreaming, you're dying. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed night. Please like and share this video if you felt any content and value here. Also, tomorrow night is the pro show. We got the man, the myth coming on tomorrow night to really do an amazing show for you guys. So with that said, Robert Hollis Jr. signing off here. I hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed night, and see you guys on the next show. God bless.